In the vast emptiness of the tropical oceans, one silhouette reigns supreme, a master of the currents that never touches the water, the great Frigatebird, a creature of extremes possessing the largest wing area to body weight ratio of any bird on Earth. Designed for a life in the sky, it can stay airborne for months, even sleeping while on the wing. But there is a catch. Unlike other seabirds, their feathers are not waterproof. A single dip could be a death sentence. To survive, they have evolved into the most notorious thieves of the natural world. During the breeding season, the males undergo a startling transformation. They pump air into a specialized Gular sac, turning it into a giant crimson balloon. This is the ultimate billboard in the avian world, a signal of strength and vitality visible from miles away. High above, the females scan the crowd, looking for the most impressive display. When a female approaches, the males erupt into a frenzy of drumming and wing shaking. A match is made. But for the Frigatebird, the real struggle for survival is just beginning. With no waterproof feathers, they cannot dive. They must find food at the very limit of the ocean's skin. Their primary targets are flying fish driven out of the water by predators below. It is a game of precision. One mistake, one wet wing, and the hunter becomes the prey. But why hunt for yourself when you can let others do the work for you? The blue-footed booby is a diligent fisher, returning to the colony with a belly full of fresh catch. But from above, a shadow falls. The pirate of the skies has found its target. With no need to dive itself, the Frigatebird uses its superior agility to harass and intimidate. It grabs the booby by the tail or wing, shaking its victim until it surrenders its meal. Under immense pressure, the booby has no choice but to regurgitate its hard-earned prey. This is the moment the pirate has been waiting for, a high-stakes game of gravity. With precision that defies belief, the fish is snatched before it ever touches the water. Kleptoparasitism, stealing from others, is not just a habit, it is a vital survival strategy. Even building a home is an act of theft. Sticks are rare on these islands, and it is far easier to steal one from a neighbor than to find one on the ground. In this colony, no one is your friend. Constant vigilance is the price of a home. Despite their fierce reputation, Frigatebirds have one of the longest periods of parental care in the bird world. For a year or more, this chick will depend entirely on its parents for food. It is a grueling commitment. The pirate must hunt twice as hard to feed a mouth that grows bigger every day. As night falls, the Frigatebird does not land. It ascends to the clouds, where it will spend its life in perpetual motion. High above the weather systems, at altitudes exceeding 4,000 meters, the air is thin and freezing. Here, they perform a miracle of biology, unihemispheric sleep. They rest one half of their brain at a time while staying airborne. By hitching a ride on rising thermals, they can travel hundreds of miles without a single flap of their wings. Their feathers are black to absorb the sun's energy, warming their muscles for the long journey ahead. But the peace of the high altitudes is temporary. Back on land, the competition is brutal. Territorial disputes are common. A prime nesting spot is worth fighting for. A puncture to the throat sac can be devastating, ending a male's chances for this season. While the fight rages, others play a different game, the theft of nesting material. Single stick can change owners dozens of times in a single day, caught in the act. The chase is on, a test of speed and maneuvers above the cliffs. At the edge of the world, they find a moment of rest. But rest is a relative term. Hygiene is vital. The mother removes salt and parasites from her chick's downy coat. Soon, this chick will have to master the very air that its parents have conquered. On this island, life is a beautiful, chaotic symphony of survival. For the man-of-war bird, the horizon is not a limit, but an invitation. While most creatures seek shelter from the storm, the Frigatebird uses the chaos to its advantage. They are masters of the updrafts, riding the very winds that threaten to destroy them. They form an unlikely alliance with predators below. Dolphins and tuna drive the prey to the surface. It's a feast served on a silver platter, but one that requires split-second timing. Even a few drops of water can weigh them down. They must constantly preen to maintain their flight. Resting spots are scarce. A dead tree becomes a lookout tower for the next opportunity. No bird is too small to be a victim. They are equal opportunity thieves. That hook at the end of their beak is a specialized tool designed for one thing, grasping. For the juveniles, the first flight is a leap of faith. Most fail on their first attempt. If they touch the water, the ocean's surface tension will trap them forever. But once they master the air, they are free. The world below becomes irrelevant. Night on the island. While the colony sleeps, the air remains filled with the ghosts of those still flying. An eye that sees what we cannot, the subtle movements of the air, the patterns of the stars. Every dawn is a new opportunity to hunt, to steal, and to survive in the world's most demanding arena. For the great Frigatebird, there is no end to the journey, only the next wind. For a bird that never touches the water, feather maintenance is a ritual of life and death. They must shed salt crystals and parasites that could compromise their aerodynamic efficiency. But in a changing world, their sharp eyes are often deceived by a new kind of prey. Trash is woven into the very fabric of their homes, a deadly addition to an already fragile existence. On the ground, they are awkward and vulnerable, but the hunger for resources drives them to conflict. But once they leave the earth, they regain their dignity. They are the sovereigns of the sky once more. They often travel in loose formations, using each other's wakes to conserve energy. For the chick, the transformation is slow. Every new feather is a step closer to the horizon. Fresh water is a luxury. They must sip it from island pools without ever coming to a halt. Sunbathing isn't for pleasure, it's for disinfection. The UV rays kill bacteria hidden in the feathers. They are tactical. A group will often coordinate their harassment to ensure the victim has no escape, the spoils of war. For a bird that lives on the edge, every meal is a triumph over the odds. To survive as a pirate, you must see everything. Every movement on the surface, every bird in the air. And is their bath a chance to wash away the salt of the sea and the dust of the island? As another day of piracy ends, the shadow of the Frigatebird remains an eternal fixture of the tropical horizon. To navigate the trackless ocean at night, they rely on a biological compass, sensing the Earth's magnetic field. In the midday heat, survival means staying cool. Gular fluttering allows them to evaporate moisture and lower their body temperature. Not all survive the journey. For those that touch the water, the ocean is a beautiful grave. In nature, nothing is wasted. The pirate's body will sustain a new generation of life on the island shore. For the young, the calling of the horizon becomes an obsession. Social bonds formed now will help them recognize each other during the long years at sea. The first departure is a one-way trip. Most will not return to this land for several years. For the veterans, life is a cycle of return. They carry the scars of 1,000 storms. Flight, the red pouch becomes a flag of dominance, visible to rivals and mates alike. Their scissor-like tails are the secret to their unmatched aerial maneuvers, allowing for instant course corrections. For thousands of years, these silhouettes have haunted the tropical nights, ghosts of the trade winds. Every squall is a test. One wrong turn into a downdraft and the hunt ends forever. They leave little behind. A feather, a memory, and a reputation for being the most cunning flyers on Earth. In the end, even the pirates must return to their roots, ensuring the cycle continues. See the world through the eyes of a frigatebird is to see a planet without borders, only the wind and the waves. Every evolution of their form is a response to the unforgiving nature of the open ocean, lightweight yet strong. Their bones are hollow, filled with air to keep them aloft for weeks at a time. They inhabit the in-between spaces, between the clouds and the waves, between the visible and the hidden. Their feet are not made for swimming or walking. They are merely anchors for the brief moments they spend on land. Life in the colony is a rare chance to rest, a brief pause in a life of perpetual motion. In the right light, the dark pirate reveals a hidden beauty, a shimmering coat of purple and green. Together they face the rising winds, a squadron of survivors heading into the heart of the storm. For the young, the first leap is not a choice, but an inevitability of growth. Every failure is a lesson in the physics of the wind. They will try again tomorrow. In the silence of the night, the pirate is a ghost, haunting the silver edges of the world. At dawn, the colony awakens. Thousands of wings take to the air as one. This leathery skin is a masterpiece of biology, a visual shout that echoes across the cliffs. Even within the colony, peace is an illusion. The mother must defend her chick from the same pirates she calls kin, a shadow that has crossed these beaches for millions of years, a survivor of an ancient time. As the sun dips below the edge of the world, the pirate prepares for another night in the infinite sky. To them, the air is not empty. It is a landscape of mountains and valleys made of wind. They are the ultimate nomads, needing no land to call their home, only the stars to guide their way. Fragile in appearance, yet forged by the most extreme conditions on our planet. For millions of years, they have bridged the gap between the ocean's depths and the edge of space. A legacy written in the wind, a story of a pirate who became a king, the man-of-war bird, the master of the trade winds, forever flying, forever free.